Hi guys, this is Connie back for some more Connie Reads the Dogs of Winter. Let's see how far we can get without any interruptions. Chapter 27, titled The Cold. Where could I go now? Our glass house was burned to the ground. I could not go back with the children beneath the city. I could not go back to the Sister of Mercy. I could not trust any of them. What do we do? I asked Smoke. Smoke sighed and laid his head across his paws. All of us were huddled in a far corner of the train station. We had gone above ground earlier to buy food. The world above was cold, so very cold. The air cracked inside my lungs every time I breathed in. We saw few other children and even fewer dogs. The small, lifeless bodies of frozen birds littered the sidewalks. Before I could stop them, Rip and Lucky snapped up the birds and swallowed them whole. Perhaps we can stay here in the train station, I said, just for a while. Surely the police wouldn't force us out into this cold. And so we stayed for a time. We left the station only to buy food. Even Smoke, who normally went his own way, stayed close and slept. The cold marble floor was hard on Grandmother's old bones. She limped and had trouble getting up from her sleep, so during the day I gave her my coat to sleep on. It was not so cold in the train station during the day, and besides, I was a young boy and she was an old babushka. There were other people who came to the station for money, no children, but grown bomsi. One old man came dressed every day in a tired suit and a big fur shapka on his head. Pinned to his skinny chest were grand ribbons and medals. In his hand, he clutched a small tin. "Did you get those ribbons for running the fastest?" I asked. Clink. A hand dropped a coin in the tin held by the man of the ribbons and medals. The old man glared down at me and did not answer. "I have never been given a ribbon or a medal, but I can run very fast," I bragged. Another hand stuffed a folded ruble in the tin. "Spasibo, sir," said the man of the ribbons and medals. "My mother taught me always to say thank you, too," I said, nodding. "Do you still have a mother?" I asked the man. Still, he would not look at me. He would not answer. I stroked Lucky's ears. "I had a mother," I said. "I have not seen her in a long time, since the leaves were just beginning to fall. I am starting to forget her." The old man of the ribbons and medals glanced down at me. He rubbed a dirty finger behind his glasses. "Cho delat. What is to be done?" he said with a sigh. He took the folded ruble from the tin and handed it to me. Then, without a word, he walked down the long hallway, up the stairs, and to the world beyond. I apologize in advance for totally butchering this language. Days passed, but the bitter cold did not. It was so cold, the great river that wound this way and that through the city froze solid. It was too cold to snow. I heard people in the shops say, "I didn't think such a thing was possible." I said to little mother as she nursed her growing puppies, the cold was endless, like winter in the Snow Queen's eyes. I began dreading my trips above ground for all the frozen bodies now lying in gutters and next to the heat grates. Not just birds now, but cats and dogs and puppies. One day, I saw a crowd gathered around a spot on the sidewalk and pushed my way through the forest of legs. There, curled next to the doorway on a piece of cardboard, was a small girl. She could have just been taking a nap, resting after playing in the snow at the park, but her face was gray and her lips were blue, and her eyes, with the dark half moons beneath, stared at nothing. A great sadness swept over me. The Snow Queen had stolen her away in sleep. Where was God? Where were the angels and the saints when this girl lost her way? A siren wailed in the distance. Rip, Lucky, and Smoke threw back their heads and howled as a sad, sad song of goodbye to the frozen girl. I thought of Vladim's words. "You'll never make it, Sabakanok. The winter will get you, or the gangs, or the militia, but you won't make it." And that's the end of chapter 27. Be careful with that and enjoy, please and thank you. And I will see you for the next installment. Yay, happy baby. Happy baby with a sad story.